think it's a complex statement really in terms of the strategy in terms of saving our sons. I think like in most things it starts from within the home really in terms of how we set the standards, how we set the boundaries on young people. As we all know, outside influences, big influences are young men nowadays. And I think starting from a very young age, setting that standard, that's definitely fundamental. It changed quite a lot in terms of strategies. Where do you start the strategies from? You know what I mean? What eras do you start from? You know, from 5, 10, 15, 20? You know what I mean? Which area do you think is the main point for strategizing really?
Complex question, I think, but broken down, it could simply suggest that we need to first have uniformity within our community. We need to have a clear value system that has clear principles, an appreciation for self and for others, that does away with this hate or the notion of hating ourselves and hating one another. Outside of that, I think we need to invest in our young people, because the strategy for saving our sons suggests that we're losing the future young men, and also I think missing from that is the young women of the next generation that's going to maintain the survival of the African community.
Conditions on my block, just like being slavery. Now you ever just like being
Can I have permission of an elder to speak? Can I have permission? Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out. Small but beautifully formed as usual. One day we'll be massive and beautifully formed, but we'll start with who comes out. My third book, Saving Our Sons. What I want to do is tell you why I wrote the book, tell you something about what's in the book and give you an opportunity to put your viewpoints, ask any questions you might have, and hopefully have a discussion about some things we could do practically, maybe very, very small things as an individual, maybe bigger things as a community to actually try and address some of the issues for our sons and also for our wider community. One of the things I've said in the book is that although the title says Saving Our Sons, the book is really to a large extent about family and about saving our families, because children don't grow in isolation, they grow within families, and communities are made up of families. So in terms of trying to deal with the onslaught against our sons, one of the things I wanted to make clear in the book is that there's an onslaught against African people, both home and abroad, and the pace is accelerating. And although we may live in the age where people talk about multiculturalism and diversity, when you scratch beneath the surface of our so-called black achievers and you look at what's happening to a large group of our people, the toll that's being taken is very, very severe. And certainly here in the United Kingdom, and certainly across the water in the United States, and across the motherland, unless we take action now to address what's happening, we're going to lose a generation. And one of the things I was thinking about when I was writing the book was that we're losing a generation of young people between, say, 15 to 35. That kind of age group which is being taken out. That age group of young men in particular, they're coming into the age when in the age when they're meant to be having children, meant to be raising children, meant to be securing themselves economically, they're meant to be striving to develop their communities, beginning on to take on leadership positions. And that's the same age group, that same generation that was transported on ships. They took out the young, the vital, the virile, the active, the skilled, and actually majority male, because the majority were taken on ships, about 70% were male. So that generation has been taken out. Now they've got new places for them. They've got prisons instead of plantations, mental institutions. So we need to think carefully about what's happening.